your kid is low functioning and not much can happen. You give me a number for autism. There's nothing like that. What is the child's current capability is not an indicative factor of what it's going to be like in
What
the
it can
future.
become. Question where I want to understand, like, what is this high functioning child, low functioning child, and is it good enough to put anyone in this bucket?
Yeah. So, my very humble question to anybody and everybody who is out there putting labels on children, and that to people who are in places of authority, and when they talk to a parent and they say, your kid is low functioning and not much can happen, they have literally sealed the future of a child absolutely without putting in any much effort, because the parent is broken now, it's gone.
What according to them is high functioning and low
Yeah.
functioning?
So if you have, there is no clear cut metrics. If you have a high or low blood pressure or you have fever,
Yeah.
there's a number.
120 by 80.
Yeah.
Right.
But you give me a number for autism. There's nothing like that. Now, a parent who's a first time parent doesn't know how to raise children. The child throws a tantrum, which goes slightly longer than a tantrum of a regular child. So, if a regular child will cry for 10 minutes and shout and whatever and not get settled, and in 10 minutes or 15 minutes get settled, and this one will take 45 minutes, according to that parent, this child is severe because they don't know any better. They have not seen the difference. Here is my point. Since we don't have any well-defined metric to say this is severe and this is moderate and this is high functioning and this is borderline, let us just simply forget about it and think that in the next 1 year, I'm going to focus on what is it that my child does not know and try to build it as a skill into the child. Whether the kid is high functioning or low functioning or whatever, we'll think about it later. Let's only focus on symptoms as of now.
Right.
Another very important thing I want to add here is, what is the child's current capability is not an indicative factor of what it's going to be like in
What
the
it can
future.
become. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. So I very clearly remember one of the experts in the field telling me, my son will not do anything more than making diyas and envelopes when he was 3 years old.
Your son.
My son.
Wow. That's a bleak way to see the future, right?
Absolutely.
And that will crush the parents.
Yes. Unless, of course, you are a bull with horns like Rajni.
Yeah. Which you are, yeah. Right?
and you choose to you choose to refuse or reject that statement, which is what I did. And the answer I gave to the person was, when Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani was on the cycle selling clothes, that was his reality then. But when he died with a 36,000 crore net worth, that was his reality then. Both of them were real. There's a gap of time in between in which the skills were built. Now, I'm not saying my son on the spectrum is Dhirubhai Ambani kinds or whatever. I'm not going into a comparison. What I'm trying to say is, look at the kid like, this is what I have at hand right now. These are the deficits, the core deficits I have to work upon. And let me start working one at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Until you reach a particular level, like, you say 1 year down the line, okay, he couldn't read, he couldn't write, he couldn't converse. Now he can do all three. Now let me take the complexity of conversation further. Let me take the complexity of comprehension further.
Right.
And see how well he's doing, how is he interacting with other children. So if we go one step at a time, we don't have to rely on all of these external factors like, oh my God, this one won't do, he's low functioning. Because at the end of the day, The consequences of doing this are dire. When you are saying high functioning, low functioning, a particular set of parents are ready to take the flag in their hand because they see hope, because you as a therapist, as an expert, have given them the hope. They will put in their everything, and obviously, needless to say, the child will reach a good place.
Yeah.
Whatever, the child will be better than what he is right now because there's work going in.
Right.
On the other hand, when you've told a parent this child is low functioning,
Yeah, they give up.
it's the end of it for that kid, because the only people supporting that kid in that fight were the parents. Now they're finished.